like you're doing renovations of certain spaces, right? You realize that when you want to bring in certain things, those things don't fit, so you have to expand. But before you go through an expansion, sometimes you have to tear down certain things or readjust, right?
Come on.
So I think of, oh my gosh, our marriage, and I feel like where God is taking us in the next season.
Yeah.
He's expanding us, but he's also shaking up certain things.
Yeah.
And like moving certain things around so that whatever he's about to bring in, we have the capacity to hold, and not only just hold it, but also can steward it and maintain it. I be spending time with God. I promise y'all I do.
We're back.
And I'm fixing my titties.
Anyway, we are back.
No, start again. Say we're back.
Why are we not going to just keep this in here? Are we not being transparent right now? We're back. Episode 12 in the bag.
I can't believe you're going to leave that in.
I'm definitely leaving that in.
Oh, my God.
We are here to do episode 12, and it's a very unique episode. Where
I don't feel like it's unique, because I feel like this is like, everybody goes through this.
Yeah.
Everybody be going through this. But I think it speaks to like why we haven't been as consistent with the podcast as we originally were when we first started. Because when we first started the podcast, we were on our way to, for me, maternity leave, him paternity leave. And then, yeah, while we were in the thick of, you know, our leaves from work, taking care of Nova, like we had time. Like my mom was here. So whenever we would, you know, do the podcast, actually my mom wasn't even taking care of Nova when we would do the podcast, because my mom was low-key over there watching us. And the baby was upstairs sleeping. So anyways, but we had just more time, and I feel like more flexibility to record. But now that I'm back to work, like time is just like a lot more constrictive.
So the title of this podcast episode is Life Be Life.
Because it do be life.
How has life be lifing for you? Well, how has life been for you, I would say?
Honestly, overall, like I can't complain. Right.
Okay.
So like I feel good. I'm happy like in my marriage. I'm happy as a mom. I'm happy in my career. And I look back and I'm like, yo, I really do have all three things that I've always wanted. And they're happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And there was a point in my life, especially like in the thick of my 20s, when like relationships were just ridiculous for me, where I did start to think that I couldn't have all three. I thought I was gonna like be able to be really successful in my career, but I was gonna have to adopt or like turkey base the baby or something like that. I didn't think that I could manage a relationship because it felt like my career and my relationships at the time were always clashing. So yeah, I felt like I was gonna have to settle and give one up, but God was super gracious and, you know, reminded me that I didn't have to. So yeah, I'm happy, I'm thankful, but I'm also tired as heck. And I was explaining this to like somebody, I think yesterday. It feels like I'm on a circus act and like just juggling.
Bruh.
Like, okay. And like so far, like, you know, I'm catching everything, but I'm just like, ooh.
But it's close though. It's like almost, ooh. Just caught it. Like,
I don't want my baby to fall off the bed. I gotta catch her. So.
Yeah, I share that as well. Yeah, I'd be tired. And the funny thing is, I was already tired before the baby, and now I look back and I'm just like, bro, why were you tired? Like,
No, for real. I'm like, what did
you had
do?
so much time to yourself and whatnot. And granted, like, we're grateful for Nova. We love Nova.
We do.
It is amazing. Even in the times where it is difficult, it is truly amazing to just raise a child together.
Yes.
But yeah, life is good.
Yeah.
I think I've been saying that ever since we got married. Like, I haven't felt, you know, like people be like, okay, what are you praying for and whatnot. I just be like, yeah, I'm just thankful. Like, that's it. And it wasn't like this, like, very like cliche Christian, like, oh, God is so good. No. Like, no, it's just.
Why does the inner Caribbean auntie always come out?
You got this good.
Like, I don't understand that.
But no, I was just really thankful. Like, I really didn't have a lot to complain about. And a lot of great things were happening in my life. And the same thing now. We don't really have a lot to complain about. Like, granted, there's certain things that we still are expecting, things that we want.
Yeah, we're having faith for,
But there's nothing to really like complain about.
Yeah.
So even though life is, I don't know, life is hard. Life is just me trying to figure it out right now.
Yeah. That's what it feels like.
That is really it. And it feels like every week or every month I'm adjusting to what life is presenting me right now.
Yeah.
And sometimes your boy fails at it. Sometimes we victorious.
And sometimes you just gotta skirt.
That's it.
Like, it is what it is. What did you expect? Like, so I knew going back to work was going to be an adjustment. Like, I expected that. What?
Yeah, no, go.
Oh, I was
laughing.
I'm like, why are you laughing at me?
I'm laughing.
But yes, I expected for it to be an adjustment. One, because I'm a mom, I'm breastfeeding, and like just juggling. Like, hey, like I have to eat a certain amount of calories. There aren't enough hours in the day to eat 3,000 calories. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. So just like mapping that out.
Yeah.
But then also being a manager now at my job.
Yeah.
That has new responsibilities. And I didn't know what to expect with that. So now I'm dealing with like all the responsibilities with that. And I'm like, who told them to hire me?
Yeah.
The little child baby in the room in this position. Because everybody else in this position
little baby
has like 20 years of experience. And I got like 10. So I'm like, okay. So yeah, like there are certain things I expected, like the momming stuff, but the adjustment of scheduling, I did not. And then with us, like having to look at each other like every Sunday, like, okay, we're gonna have sex today.
Yo, honestly, it's real, and I feel like that's a podcast episode within its own self.
It definitely is.
Is it? Did I expect this? Yes and no.
Or
right?
What did you expect?
I knew it would be difficult. Like I knew because like even beforehand, our schedules were just weird.
Yeah, we were
like I think there's a lot of married couples that like they see each other like at night, and they get to go to bed with each other at night. Where with us, unless I'm off from work, that is the only time.
That's why when you be like seeing me like this with him and stuff. It's because I don't see him.
Honestly,
I be missing him, and then he'll be like, "Yo, get off me! Like, I need my personal space." And I'm like, "No, but I need me a personal space."
Right. So for those that don't know, we're both managers at our job. I work at Amazon. Nicole is in news and whatnot, and my schedule is from literally midnight until.
Yep. Literally.
Until.
I don't even know when he's gonna come home.
Until most of the time, for the most part, I be coming home early. But literally, I come home, I'm already tired. Nicole and I sit down, we try to like eat together and whatnot for a minute. But then Nicole has to leave. Nicole starts from like 3 and it ends at like gets home at like 12. So literally, we are passing ships. So I knew going into one marriage and then also having a child together, I knew that was going to be difficult, and we were just going to have to figure that out. And right now, I mean, we still are. Like, one of the things that was an issue before, and it's something that we're adjusting now, but we don't really get like a full day together.
Yeah.
I start like on Sundays. So, well, I go into Saturday night.
Saturday night, yeah. You go on Saturday night.
Her days off are Saturday, Sunday. So we spend good amount of the like day in the morning and whatnot, a little bit in the afternoon. But after that, I gotta get sleep. So I expected it. I didn't know it would be as tough, but I'm adjusting as like we go with this course of life right now.
I'm surprised you haven't kicked me off of you yet.
I'm about to.
I knew it was coming. I was like, let's see how long.
In my head, I was talking. I was like, how long is she gonna keep holding me?
I was like, let's see how long I can go without making him uncomfortable. He's gonna be uncomfortable eventually. But,
anyway, is it what you expected?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I didn't expect for it to be easy. And like, I think the bubble of marriage is all the time happy and easy. Like that was popped for me even before we got married.
Yeah.
Like my parents, i.e. So I just knew that you were gonna have to work to make things like work.
Yeah.
yeah, so I didn't expect for it to be easy with us, because also like the first couple of months or first couple of weeks
Yeah.
before we got pregnant, it was already an adjustment,
Yeah.
So that wasn't a shocker to me. But I think learning how to manage all three at the same time, that did come as a shock to me. And I think I sat down last week, like once it was last Friday. I'm at work and I'm like, dang, like it feels like a week worth of Mondays. And I feel like
bars.
No, seriously, it did. And it felt like I hadn't seen you, but crazy enough, like I saw you every single day.
Yeah.
And you even took off an extra day last week. So I slept with you in our bed more times than I normally do.
Yeah.
But it still felt like I was passing you. Like I didn't see you as often. And I'm like, yo, what is going on? Like time is just flying. And I'm just patiently waiting for like this Friday when I'm off.
Yeah.
And we can have that time together, and we can have date night together, and we can spend time together. I'm patiently waiting for like 2 weeks when we go on vacation. Like I feel like I'm constantly like chasing and counting down the times that I can savor with you. With Nova, I feel like I have time with her because I have overnight with her, and majority of the day, like especially on the weekends, like I get to spend with her. But with you is so different.
Yeah. So I feel like that like goes into like the third thing, question of like what is the hardest part, and I think this right now is the hardest part, and it's not so hard to where it's like, oh my God, I just don't know what's gonna happen, because I know like it's gonna get better. You know what I mean? Like I know for me, I'm not gonna be at Amazon forever. You know what I mean? Like I know that like. Yeah, I got time saved up, so I'm gonna make that time available so we can have days off, or I could just.
But I even think about like when we get to where you want to get to, and where I get to where I want to get to, because this isn't it for me. Like, yes, I'm in my career fields, I'm in my purpose, and a lot of people see me doing it and like, oh, you're killing it. Yes, but there's more. So it's like when I get to really where I want to be and where you want to be, that's going to even be more challenging, because hopefully by then, we have more children. Hopefully by then we're in a different space. But at the same time, there's going to be more required of us when it comes to juggling those three. Yeah. So while, I hear you say like, I'm not going to be at Amazon forever. I'm like, yo, my ninja, like, when you leave Amazon, like, your life is going to pick up. That's why you're going to be leaving. So I think yes and no.
But I think, so I would say this for anybody that is like newly married, like us, the babies. But some of the hardship that you face in the early parts of your marriage is like what makes the foundation perfect for your marriage, right? So I think because there's a lot that we dealt with within our first year of marriage. Like we're only into the second year right now.
I was just thinking about it. I'm like, we have a 5-month-old. She's 5 months today. Yeah. And we were married for 10 months before we had her. 10 months. And then we were married for like maybe a couple of weeks before we conceived her. We've only been married for 15 months. That's crazy. Yeah. Like when you think of it in that way, we have been married for 15 months and have a 5-month-old. That's nuts.
But I think this is the foundation that is going to make like the other hardships that come our way a little bit easier to adjust. Because it's like, oh, okay, I've been through that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, like I've dealt. Like we were talking about finances. This was like weeks ago and whatnot. Yeah. And I think something had happened, and I was like, I'm used to making money stretch. Like, I ain't always had money. Like, I remember the days when I was dead broke, and I made $20 stretch for a whole week. Like,
I don't know that struggle.
I do, and shout out to the people that do. Shout out to you. But yeah, I've made it stretch. You know what I mean?
I made $100 stretch.
Ooh. But yeah, like I know whatever other hardships that come our way, like we'll be able to work through that and get through that. And it's not to say that it won't be tough, but we'll be able to adjust. And I think that's something that I can say about our marriage. We've been able to adjust, you know what I mean? So like if it's super cold, we know how to, all right, make it, we're gonna make it good. Or if it's super hot, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm
right.
cool. I make it through this.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a interesting and tough season, but it's not the downfall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough, but I feel like it is stretching us.
Yeah.
So there are two things that come to mind, right? So overall, I think when I think about what you just said, it reminds me that like God's grace is sufficient.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've been saying that for like the last couple of days when people ask me like, "How are you?" And I'm like, it's tough. This circus act, this new circus act is tough, but God gave me all three of these things. He blessed me with them.
Facts.
It's not like I pursued them actively in any kind of way without his consent. God blessed me with my husband, my daughter, my career.
Yeah.
And so therefore, if he gave them to me and knew I was going to have to manage all three of them at the same time, he's also given me the grace to balance all three of them at the same time. Like his grace is sufficient. I also think about when in terms of like us being married, us being the leaders of a household, us being the leaders of a family. I think of like a blueprint, like in construction. I don't know a whole lot about construction. I don't even know like math. I'm horrible at it. Like that's why I'm a journalist. I don't know.
I'm horrible at math.
When I think about it, sometimes when like you're doing renovations of certain spaces, right? You realize that when you want to bring in certain things, those things don't fit. So you have to expand. But before you go through an expansion, sometimes you have to tear down certain things or readjust, right?
Come on.
So I think of, oh my gosh, our marriage, and I feel like where God is taking us in the next season.
Yeah.
He's expanding us, but he's also shaking up certain things.
Yeah.
And like moving certain things around so that whatever he's about to bring in, we have the capacity to hold and not only just hold it, but also can steward it and maintain it. I be spending time with God. I promise y'all I do.
Where's the orphan? I gotta
please send me the tips.
Our Cash App is.
But yeah, like I look at that and I'm like, yo, like we're going through this because God is preparing us for what's next. And so while yes, it's a little difficult and it's uncomfortable, I know that it's gonna make us better. And I know that like no matter what, like our foundation is solid. So while there's a whole bunch of like rocking and like adjusting and crisscrossing, applesaucing, that foundation is solid. And it's because we built this right. So
I agree.
Yeah.
So I'll say this. What do you feel like you need from me during this hardship, this season, this life and thing?
Honestly, I'm very fortunate. I feel like I was like super lovey-dovey on you. Like
yesterday.
Or was like yesterday or Friday.
It was a couple days ago.
I remember. But like I came downstairs and I was like, yo, like I just want to say like I love you. And you're like, I love you too. And I was like, no, stop talking.
I was like, okay. Which is where I like
does
words.
Not know how to receive like praise.
Words of affirmation is my love language.
It's
but
so weird, but
I'm
he
like,
doesn't know how to receive it. So I'm like,
okay, stop the words.
I'm like, how does that work? You want words of affirmation, but you don't know how to receive it? Like, huh? I don't understand.
Yeah.
But I do feel like you have been the best support system that I could have ever asked for in this season as far as a husband is concerned. And I feel like I say it to you. I feel like I say it to the people that know me. I couldn't have asked for a better partner, a better husband. And they're like, I actively think these things. I may not say it out loud, but just a couple of minutes ago, I was over there, preparing our dinner. And I was just like, dang, like, I think if I was married to anybody else that I was dating before, and it's not to say they were bad people, but I don't think that they had the capacity to help manage what I'm managing right now. And I look at you and I'm like, dang, like, yo, he's such a good husband. He's such a good dad. And even like Nova's being sleep trained. She's sleep trained because of you. Like, I am.
Your boy was gonna get his
I'm
sleep.
her cow. I'm the cow. I am Nova's milk factory. That is, and I'm good for cuddles.
Yeah.
That's what she comes to me for. Nova does not come to me if she needs to like be put down for a nap. Like I don't know really how to put her down for a nap unless I'm breastfeeding
That's
her.
cap.
Like it don't.
You put her down a couple of times.
I have to breastfeed her to do that. I don't know how to do it outside of that because if I hear her cry, I'm gonna pick her up. Like it don't work for me. Neil is her like lead parent, and I look at it. I'm like that's so unconventional because everybody thinks the mom has everything.
Yeah.
No, her dad. And I'm in awe of you a lot. Like, I'm so inspired by you. And receive it, love. Receive it, sweetheart. Okay. I know. I'm so proud of you, though. Like, I really am proud of you, though. So, as far as like, what do I need more of from you? Sex.
Yo, pray for us, man. Pray for us.
That's it.
Pray for us, man. Those that have got some kids, pray for us.
Just be like,
Because
yo.
our schedules be trash. There be times that we just be tired. Again, we gonna. There's gonna be a whole episode we talk about that drink.
That's it.
Nah, I received that, and I was talking to one of my friends, and she was asking like how was marriage and whatnot, and I was like, yo, like it's dope. You get what you put in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're not putting in anything positive, anything good, you're not going to receive that back. And then I was telling her, the most important thing is to marry somebody that literally is your best friend. You know what I mean? That you could just chill and have like, just cool moments with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think like when it comes to like one being parents, I think we're dope parents, like without question.
I think you're a dope parent. I think I'm a fly parent. Like, I be dressing, like, with my little girl. We be, like, fly.
Am I not fly?
We gotta work on that. But, overall, I think you're the cool parent.
Blood.
You're okay. We'll get there. But, yeah, I think you're the cool parent. Like, you're a really dope dad. Like, you're so patient with her, the way you love on her. You're so active with her. And she's never in, like, lack of affection. Like, you show her that.
Nah, yeah. Like, and I think that's, like, on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I never want any of my kids to ever have to, like, question that, you know what I mean? Or be like, oh, I didn't receive love. Or, nah, like, there's a particular actor that would, like, kiss on, like, his kids and stuff like that. And like, even when his son, like, got older, like, he would kiss, like, on his son's face and whatnot. I was like, yo, that's finna be me, bro.
Yeah.
My son finna be, like, 20, like, kissing you in the cheek. You my son. Stop playing with me.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's good. I think it's important for fathers to show their children that, but specifically for fathers to show their sons that.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I don't think I need anything besides just more sex, and I think that is just...
I love how people are like,
life
I'm so happy, I'm proud of you, but I need more sex.
Yeah, life is just be life, man. Every day, and it's really not even like we don't find each other attractive or anything. It's just life, just be life, and we be busy.
It's like we'll plan, be like, okay, today when I get home, I'ma see you at 11:30.
She get home,
I'ma see you,
and I'll be like, yo, before she even get home, I'll be like, dang, I hope she don't want sex. I'm not. Like, I'll be like, yo, I'm so tired right now.
After I worked, I come home and you're like,
I'll be like, yo, I just want to go to sleep, bruh. I just really want to go to sleep. And then when you come home, you open the door, and you be like, so, yo, I'm tired. It's okay. Shh. It's okay.
I still feel like I'm the one that has the higher desire than you, though, because you're always tired. I'm like, okay, she's down. Let's go. And you're like, no, can we do this tomorrow? I'm like, tomorrow? It's not promised.
Time out, son. Nicole be picking days where I just be wiped out or I be knocked out. And Nicole's like, come on, let's go. And I'm like, bro, my eyes hurt right now. Like, I don't even, like, if I even did, you're not gonna.
You gotta go.
I hear you, but you're not even gonna get any good quality at all. Like, it is going to be bare minimum.
Get your life.
It's gonna be bare minimum.
No, because you say that, and then like when it happens, it'd be like, oh, that was great. We needed that.
That's a fact.
Okay, so get your life.
I am. Pray for us, y'all. Pray for us. We're gonna talk about that on the episode one day. But so I feel like this brings me to something we always say at the end of every podcast.
My favorite question.
What have you learned?
I think I'm learning to remind myself that one, it's okay to make mistakes. God has graced you for this. Yeah. Therefore, show yourself grace. Because I think for me, despite being aware that, this was going to be a tough circus act to juggle, I still wanted it to be perfect.
Yeah.
And I still want to be the couple that people look at and like, yo, if they could do it, we could do it. Or, other producers look at me and they're like, okay, if she could do it, I could do it. Even like moms, okay, if Nick could do it and like, be happy, then I could do it as a mom and be happy. But it's hard.
Yeah.
And there are days that, I feel like I'm a little bit hard on myself, but I'm learning to show myself grace. So if you know, one day I'm only able to pump like 32 ounces. And I'm used to pumping like 50 or more. It's like, oh, well, we'll try again tomorrow. You know? So, yeah, just reminding myself to have grace. Also, I do not pump 50 ounces at all. So, that was just an example. I told y'all I'm bad at math. I don't know how much I be pumping. So, yeah. There's that. What have you learned?
It's a lot. I think I'm learning to just take it day by day.
That's good.
That's really it.
Yeah.
There are gonna be moments where life is good, and even now, life is good, but it comes with some hardship. It comes with some days where you tired and you just don't have it. Mm-hmm. And like we were watching Kevin on Stage's podcast, and Kurt Franklin and his wife were talking about pretty much telling your spouse like, hey, I'm only able to give you.
Yes. Oh God, that was so good.
This piece of me.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's not 100%.
Yep.
It's not even 85%.
Yeah. This is my best day.
This is the best that I'm able to give you.
Yep.
But I'm gonna give it all to you.
Yeah.
And although that's difficult for the other person to hear sometimes, because it's like, dang, like I'm not getting all of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, there's moments where it's just like, yo, I'm burnt. You're burnt. Nova's a lot. Life is a lot. But like I'm gonna still show up in marriage. I'm gonna still show up and be here. So yeah, I think that's what I'm learning.
Yeah.
What I've learned.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of you too.
I
You got this.
Yeah.
You got
me
this.
too. Same team.
Same team. Same jersey.
Love it. All right, we've enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We love coming here. I think we're trying to get back into a rhythm of recording these and me not being super busy on Saturday night. It's partly my fault.
Yeah.
But anywho.
Anyway, the music that you're hearing is from our good brother Kadeem Nichols. Please check him out.
Yes. Below.
You don't have to say below. It's gonna pop up here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know all the special effects you be doing. You the one that does the graphic stuff, not me.
Pops up right there.
Anywho, until next time, be sure that you earn community and doing life with people.
And remember, the most important relationship is the relationship you have with yourself and God. Until next time.
Love y'all. Bye.